Hey, teachers. So I have videos that I was going to be posting this week. I've batched some content for you. It didn't feel right with what's going on in the world. Um, we are, our government is supporting sending aid and weapons to colonizers that are massacring the Palestinian people. And I don't support that. And I know it's really hard as a US citizen to see where truth is coming from. I've seen more than enough videos of the impact of being carpet bombed. Is that the word? I don't know. But being constantly bombed for days and days and days. And it's not just these last like 10 days, it's been going on for years in Palestine, in Gaza. So I will leave a link down below if you are also feeling frustrated that our government is standing with colonizers who are Zionists and are raining destruction upon the Palestinian people. This is a really quick 5-minute um, act where you can contact your representative. I don't like talking on the phone. I was able to leave messages with a script that was provided for me. And I also was able to send emails to my representatives to let them know that I do not stand with um, Israeli forces, with the IDF. Um, not a reflection on my views of Jewish people. I do not believe that Jewish people are the same as the IDF and Israeli forces, and I do not believe that what is happening to Palestinians is right or just. Um, so if you want to take action, I'll leave that link below. Um, I also recognize that I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff as a white woman from the United States. Like, I recognize my privilege, and I haven't taken too much time to share my view because it's not my view that's important. Um, I've been trying to uplift and elevate voices of people who deserve to be heard. The problem is that those people are being silenced. So their voices no longer exist to be heard. And I think that's very wrong. And I stand on humanity side. I don't agree with what's going on, and I really hope that we can stand together and end this bloodshed. And yeah, so that's it's just been on my mind, and I don't want to get on any platform and act like everything's fine and normal because it's not. Um, but I also wanted to get out and share that I'm recognizing some struggle at the idea of finding a full-time job. Now, I've started my own business. I'm working on creating courses for teachers. I'm really excited about that. Um, but I have an opportunity to work with a school district again in a social emotional learning position. So it's like part district, but you're also traveling to schools and supporting teachers directly and also working with students. And it sounds really good and it sounds really nice. And it sounds like something that would benefit my business, benefit me as somebody who enjoys learning, and also satisfy that teacher side of me who loves working with kids and loves making a difference and works to make a difference. I found this posting yesterday, and since then, I have had the worst time concentrating. I've talked to my husband about this, who said, okay, well, do what you want, look for childcare. And apply, see what the interview is, see if it'll impact your business, things like that. And I just like am overwhelmed. My son is officially 18 months today. So he's a year and a half for those of you who's never had kids and just don't understand why we have to talk in months. Um, but returning to a 40-hour work week job, even if it's outside of the classroom, ultimately, I know that the stress will be less because it's not going into a classroom position. I'm not worrying about testing. I'm not worrying about delivering a curriculum or making copies or things like that. I am here to support teachers, which is ultimately what I want to do. So, depending on how that looks, if I got an interview and things, and if it all lined up really nicely, like this would be a really good career move. It would feed my passion, it would feed my drive, it would be a really good choice. But I'm a mom and I'm a default parent. Like, even, and I will preface this, I have a wonderful man in my life. He is supportive. He has supported me in getting recovery, in prioritizing myself, and stepping away from the classroom for us as a family. He's given me unconditional support, and he continues to. He knows that I am my own person, and he lets me kind of reach the decisions I want or I know I need to, and he's very supportive. And I have nothing against anything he's done for our family. He has helped us stay afloat while I have been in this transition period. We've had that privilege, and it's all thanks to him working super hard. I am the default parent. Even when I was teaching for those months, I was the default parent. I was mostly in charge of picking up and dropping off to childcare. I was the one responsible for finding the childcare, which is an unbelievably stressful experience for anybody who's ever had to do it. And I had to do it for an infant. But now that he's 18 months, I believe he qualifies as toddler, and the rules are a little bit different, or they recently changed in Colorado. So um, I would have a better chance to get him into care. But if I start working again and this position is farther away than my school was, it is not in the district that I left, um, I would still be responsible for drop off, for pickup. And that's a lot. Not to mention that that is going to be more than 40 hours of time that my son is spending with somebody who isn't mom or dad. And that was something that I feel passionately about changing when I left the classroom, which was something that was really foreign and new to me. I did not think that was going to be my story or my experience. I was like, I'm not letting a child, dictate my career. I'm still going to be, some badass teacher going around. Like, I get that. I respect that for people who are doing it. And I also respect that for people who don't have a choice not to be in the workforce. And I know that I'm very lucky to have had this time home. Um, but just the idea of going back, there's so much that goes into it because right now our house stays decently clean. Um, Dishes are typically done better than they were when both of us were working, with or without a child. Um, Laundry gets done. Groceries are planned for, picked up, brought home, put away. Um, that's me, right? These house things are me. Bills are paid. That's me actively going in and making sure all our bills are paid, even though, financially I'm not able to contribute at this time. That's still me, right? That's still going to be me. So not only do I have all these expectations and responsibilities as a mom and as somebody who's, currently working from home, but was still there when I was working. And, part of the stress level of working full time is all the other stuff you're expected to do outside of your work. That is still work, right? It has to be done. I get that. Um, and like my husband and I worked on a deep clean of the house on his last days off. And like we went top to bottom. And there were times where I had to Like I was caring for Owen a little bit more, so he was doing more of the cleaning, and like we share responsibilities a lot, but there's still a lot of house stuff that I do. And to put 40 hours of work on top of all that, it's still a lot. And then I'm responsible for finding the childcare. I'm going to be responsible for picking up and dropping off. And do I want to drop him off closer to where I work so that I have that time in the car with him? But then why would I want my child to spend more time in a car when he could find something closer to home and have more fun, but it's less time with him, you know? And then what do I miss? You know, I know he's walking, I know he's said words and things like that. So these firsts aren't there, but like there's so much more to child development than just those firsts. And I like the idea of both parents missing out on things is sad to me. Um, Granted, he's an only child, socializing with other children his age, great opportunity, right? I don't want to take that from him either. Um, it's just this pressure that's put on women and moms who do the default parenting is is a lot. And it's, if I go for this job and if I get this job, then, dishes are going to be messier, which drives my anxiety up, my husband's anxiety up, you know, fitting in laundry, things like that. It's going to take, it's not going to happen as easily. And it's not going to, like, our house is not going to remain as clean and as organized as it has been. I'm not going to be able to focus on my business as much as I can at this time, you know, and that's a lot. It's a lot. Um, and it's a whole thing already, and I'm working from home, separating my business work, my course creation, and house things, and making sure the bills are paid and we have groceries for the week, like making sure all that happens. It's still a lot, and I have more flexible time, so I'd be giving up that flexibility, not to mention Zumba, hit class, bar. These are things that I have found that bring me joy and help me in my, in remaining recovery focused and help me with my mental health. And those are all things that happen in the mornings that would disappear if I went back to work. Um, like, what am I gaining? What am I losing? And I think it's very hard. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like for the sake of our financial situation, I should at least apply and see what happens, because yeah, it's been it's been a rough year. I had savings. We had savings, and we don't. And I got a part-time job that I thought would do more than it did, and um but it's getting me through the rest of this year. It's we're getting by. It's like barely. I recognize that, and me getting a full-time job with a salary would definitely help. And I recognize that. And I also recognize that my husband thought that I would just be hopping into some other job as opposed to trying to stay in something that is my passion. I've never been the person that can just work a job to work a job. Like my passion, it drives what I do. I can't just put 40 hours in anywhere and come home. Like I admire those people. I admire these people that can go and work a job and then come home and live their life. I'm not one of them. I have to love what I'm doing. I enjoy, like when I waitressed, I love talking to people and helping get them nourishment. Like I love communicating and socializing and hopefully being a little bit of a positive point in that person's day, even though it's like not a big deal. But I just, I don't want to return to the classroom. I want to support teachers, and this role could do that. I could continue doing that. And that could bring money in so that we can find financial stability again. Um, that'd be nice. But like, where's the line between the pros and cons of either decision, taking another full-time job or not taking a full-time job. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the outcome will be. I feel like I should at least apply and then make the decision later on if it's an offer. Um, but like, moms, I hear you. I hear I hear you in this struggle. Whether you're currently working, you're considering going back to work, you had to go back to work, or you aren't sure if you want to. And I know I also have privilege and I have I've gone to school, I've gotten a degree, I have skills that will put me into a job. Whereas there are moms out there who, um, they jumped into motherhood, and there's nothing wrong with that, but not feeling that confidence in getting a position, trying to go back into the workforce without degrees or without the qualifications that I have. So I hear and I recognize that as well. But I just want, if you don't know, if you're not a mom trying to figure out work and home and life and being the default parent, like, just know I hear you and I'm here with you. And if you have suggestions, please let me know because I have no idea. Um, so yeah, just hold working moms gently, hold stay at home moms gently, hold new moms gently, because honestly, it feels like nothing I decide is going to be the right choice. Like, it all is so confusing and conflicting, and there is no right choice. So just felt like I really needed to get that out there because I'm not alone in this, and I don't want you to feel like you're alone either. So I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you stay informed on what's going on in the world, even if it's hard, and make sure your voice is heard.